Welcome to Whispers and Choco. This is how we do, and if you don't know, now you do. I'm Shawnee Whispers.
And I'm Mike Choco.
Together we are Mike and Sean in purebred loco. Oh no, we fucked that up. Okay.
Yeah.
And we might go loco.
And we might go loco.
And just in case you wonder what went wrong, or just in case you wonder what took long, we'll say that we're sorry, and this show is going.
This show is going straight to hell.
I like that one, yes. Ficky, get the scratch.
You feel like you dick. You feel like you want to
Dick.
You want to karaoke the opening.
I like that one, yes.
Oh my god, that shit is funny.
Hello, Sean.
Oh, hello, Michael.
Welcome.
What up?
To the Mike and Sean Show. We know more than you, but even if we don't,
We don't say we do.
we do. Wow. So
we do.
Oh my God. So let's talk about our Mets. Let's start it off right away. Jump into the box. The inept pitching of our. I didn't even say that correctly, but it's our New York Mets. So they
Is that how bougie rich people say hour? Hour.
Welcome to the first hour.
It's fucking. It's
awful.
Awful.
It's awful. What is it?
And I'm not one to overreact, panic, /
I'm not panicking.
whatever.
But I'm just
I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying, what's going on right now. Like, okay, first of all, 9.5 out. Yankees are 9.5 out. Yankees are like 8 games over 500, 9 games over.
That division
Yankees
is
are
ridiculous.
The Mets are 4 games under. So it's all in baseball. It's all about in respect to where you are. Okay.
Right, well.
So. And
you're not the worst team. So.
No, and I try my best to stay just to stay somewhat level in thinking that it's a really long season. But I'm telling you, what I'm watching and I'm starting to get really nervous about is there an issue between Epler and Showalter and Buck? Because I'm telling you right now, dude, Buck is managing to get fired. He's doing shit that normal people are like, what are you doing? Like last night, he almost every single night you could point out a spot where you're like,
why would you make that decision?
Yeah, man. And last year he was the manager of the year. You know what I'm saying? It's wild.
Why did it change? Is he managing bad because Epler's doesn't have his ear or something like that?
Did Epler tell him, this is the lineup, this is who you got to play?
That's it.
And if that happened, I could see Buck saying, you know what, dude? I'm not going to go out like a punk.
Well, because,
go F yourself, treat me like that, no problem.
Even a guy like Tommy Hunter, who had a good career, but he's done. So you keep throwing him out there?
It doesn't make sense. There were probably 5 or 6 legitimate examples of guys not being played. I mean, guys being played more than they should have. Past what they were, with the normal allowance of blowing something would be. It obviously started with Vogelback, who was the most glaring.
I understand that he speaks highly of Vogelback all the time. And you got these 4 young kids. We have one more sitting and waiting. We have one more kid waiting, or they call the baby Mets. And these scouts were talking about it, and they were weighing in on these guys. But you have one more bat, and you have these inept bats there on top of the inept pitching. I think the pitching is more of a problem than the bats, than the hitting. They're scoring runs, but their pitching is not holding anything.
I mean, they were scoring runs until recently, but yeah, the scoring run. I don't think the
even in Atlanta they scored runs and just couldn't hold them.
Listen, there's a lot of problems with the Mets, and scoring runs is the least of those problems.
Yeah,
and it's still a problem. They still have glaring holes in the lineup.
They do, but it has to be consistent.
The proof is if you look at what Alvarez is doing. Okay, Buck didn't want to play this kid. Now, was it Buck? Was it Epler?
That's an assumption.
Somebody wasn't
right, but that's an assumption. Maybe
it's not an assumption because
no. It is an assumption. What you're saying
when he came up, it's not, Mike. When the lineup was being made, before Nito got hurt, That's the only reason why Alvarez had a chance to sign.
Well,
Tomas Nito didn't get hurt. Alvarez would not be playing.
No, but I mean, I think the Nito thing is because of the veteran, like he was a veteran. I'm not sure that
my point being, the only reason they gave him a legitimate chance is because Nito got hurt and Navarez got hurt. That's the only, like, Buck had no intention or
this is it. That's what I'm saying. This is the assumption.
Is it Epler or Buck?
I think it's Epler.
Okay.
I think it's Epler.
So now, all right, now this is the problem. We have a problem either way. We have a major problem either way.
So now he's in the lineup every day.
Because if it's Epler deciding you're doing this or you're not, then that means Buck has no spine and he's a puppet. At his age, I don't think that's going on.
Right. I don't think he's a spine, but or has
well,
no
are you
spine.
You're gonna be Buck Showalter and let some, I know Epler's got a tooth in the game, but you're gonna let him make your lineup as a manager?
I don't know. I don't know if it's all. I don't know. In that way, it's hard. Sometimes you could see a manager looks lost. Art Howe was lost. Art Howe had no business being the manager of the Mets or any team, even though he had a little success because of that Moneyball stuff and all that. But Buck Showalter's a really good manager. Has proven over and over and over again.
I agree with that 100%.
So
I think that
is Epler saying, "Hey, look."
I don't know if it's a coincidence or if Buck is just having a really bad 2 months, because you can't be that good of a manager and then that bad. And like yesterday, I said before, Verlander's pitching. You have, and I hate the ESPN broadcast mostly, but David Cohn is a revelation. The dude's awesome. I love listening to him. I listen to Yankee broadcasts because I like Cohn. I hate K's. It's not
Michael K's just
my personal.
He's a hack.
Yeah, my personal connection with K anyway. But he's a douche.
Irrelevant.
But,
he's a hack.
No, it's not irrelevant because I have a real personal connection with the guy, and I fucking hate him for it. But it's not even that. It's Cohn is a really, really good. He's great at his job. Okay, he understands the game better than most because of how good he was at his craft.
Yeah, but not everybody who's good at it is a good teacher of it, a good explainer of it.
But he explains it really well, and he was so explanatory about it. About how Verlander needs, as a pitcher in this new climate, first of all, you get 5 visits to the mound per game.
Right.
Okay. There's a clock going, depending on the activity of the inning and what's going on. You want to use that to your advantage. And yesterday during that game, it was never, ever, ever used to his advantage. Like, so he had a rough inning in the 3rd inning.
So what do you think? Why
either Buck's asleep at the wheel, and Alvarez, I don't get too much on him because he's a young catcher. But somebody should have stopped the game at that point. Right. When they had the first or second, before they scored. Stop the game, dude.
Well, that's
he had a rough inning. He went 3-2. He went 3-2 on 2 guys.
Right.
3-0 walked the guy. Then went 3-2 on 2 guys. He had first and second. I'm almost positive it was first and second. Nobody out. Gave up a hit. They score a run. Now it's second and third. Nope. 1 out. And whatever the base situation was, the game was never stopped. It was never slowed down. He went right to the mound, got back on the mound. After that first hit, got back on the mound. Instead of somebody saying, we have 5 visits, legal visits.
Well, that's the thing. I think that in somewhere, when you have veteran players, that's a Keith Hernandez, why he comes in, and
that's why Cohn said it. Yeah. But these guys never
gotta go out there. What's that?
They're not pitching with clocks. Cohn pitched back in the day when he. So
but Keith Hernandez was the other guy to go out there and disrupt it.
He's
slow it down.
They're analysts, so they can think of the fact after the. I mean, they can think of everything after the fact. But honestly, this is all stuff. My point, Mike.
Real time thinking
that should be known by Buck, because this is what you're dealing with. These are the rules. So it's weird to me that this is not.
You think that he was doing it intentionally?
Yesterday was the real fucking day, man.
If you don't give me what I want, I'm just gonna.
I was very disappointed in Buck last night, and And they won a game. They came back and won it, which was a fucking complete joke. That
Well, if
game
you
was
look at Escobar,
so ugly.
with that late jump, and that's how
Dude,
close he is to getting thrown out.
The game was
so.
ugly in every aspect.
Oh yeah, it was
He
awful.
barely scored on that, man. Come on, dude.
Yeah.
It's the game was so ugly in every aspect, and I blame that on Buck. I'm
And
sorry.
you know what? Look, like you have these young guys going out there, and they're helping put,
and
doing
that's
everything.
the other thing. What my problem with the lineup? Why can't they all the kids play together? Why?
I don't
Why
know.
does always?
Look.
Why does one of them always have to sit?
I don't know. Well, the one thing I'm confused at is when you're not put like this guy with Beatty out there, like he does everything pretty good. Not
He's
the
starting
glove,
to hit.
but
His gloves a lot better than they said it was going to be.
right. But he's a big body out there. He
Keep
covers a
him
lot
on
of ground.
the field. That's it.
Keep
It
him
doesn't
on the
matter.
field.
Bring up Mauricio. Put McNeil in left. Stop the bullshit. That's it.
Yeah.
And I actually like what Canna's doing right now. I like what Canna's doing. Okay? I think Mark Canna is your backup first baseman, full-time DH.
It's amazing.
That's what I think.
He's such a small guy too. Like.
But you know what? Listen, I don't know if they moving him around or something changed. Mark Canna's always been a mental midget, kind of, in a sense, in his own description. Like, so, he always took the most amount of time in between pitches, rather. So they said that this new pitch clock was going to affect him the most. And it showed. But dude, he's starting to hit the ball now. And I think it's because, and obviously it's a guess, they're putting him as a backup first baseman. They're putting him as a DH here and there. They're moving him, or you're not keeping things, this is my problem with Buck. You're keeping shit stagnant.
Yeah.
Like, if we're going to change and we're going to,
But if Mauricio's to come up, I don't think it has to do with Buck. Like, otherwise, wouldn't he
that's
be
Epler.
up there?
No, it's Epler.
Yeah.
It's Epler.
But Buck still supports Vogelback.
Epler is on the borderline to me. And Mike, I'm not the overreactionary guy. Epler's borderline on the fireable kind of line right now because he didn't do shit so this trading deadline is by far, without a shadow of a doubt, his call. You know what I mean? His calling, rather, or his future in his as a Met GM is his performance in his trade deadline.
Well, this is because look, for example, like this scout was talking about Vientos, right? Like he's clobbered fastballs in the minor league. So now you're giving him a shot up here, but you're not getting. He's playing once in a while.
So that's my point.
Yeah, I'm just saying, these are
is
the
that
scout.
Buck or is that Epler?
I don't know.
You can't have Vientos playing once a week. It doesn't make sense.
This is why I brought
He's
up what the
playing
scouts.
A little bit more now.
But this is why I brought up what the scouts were talking
they bought
about.
him
These
up.
guys.
They bought him up. This fucking drove me nuts. They bought him up. He hit a home run to tie the game, where Alvarez came up and hit a home run to win the game.
Yeah.
And you know what they did?
Set him down.
Sat them both.
The next day. The next day they sat them both. So who is that on?
It's on both of them.
It's got to be one or the other.
No, that's on Buck. To me, that's on Buck. Because
he's
Buck,
the manager. This is his lineup.
It has to be on Buck. Think about it this way. If Epler came down to the dugout and said, all right, I'm pretty sure Alvarez played the next day, but he DH'd or whatever it was. But the bottom line is when you do something like that happens, and Beatty the day before had the tie run, you gotta feel that, man.
Momentum.
Read the room, bro.
Yeah,
you. And I know he's an older dude, but read the room.
You think he's so old that he's not connected to it?
I hope not.
That he's not connected to what's going on?
I don't know, Mike. But that's why I said
But how old
earlier,
is he? 66?
That's why I said earlier, I feel like he's managing to get fired. Oh. That's what's weirding me out a little bit, dude. And I'm not, it's fucking strange. It's like, why? There were certain things that even the most novice baseball fan would know should have been done that wasn't done. And it was called out by whatever analyst team was that game was called.
Right.
It's glaring. They're talking about it on ESPN.
Yeah.
Like that. What's going on with the Mets? What's going on with the manager?
Yeah. Look, they're
doing everything wrong.
Yeah, but everybody on that squad is going.
But it starts at the top.
Yes, but here's the thing. So 1 year ago, they were doing everything right. So if you're that good, what are the chances that the next year you're doing everything
On
better?
the complete opposite end.
So, which makes no sense. You have the talent. I mean, the bullpen's is pretty shitty. I would have to say, like that bullpen is
Bullpen's
shitty.
garbage.
Throwing Tommy Hunter out there, and
Tommy Hunter is trash bag. And this is the other thing.
I think
A
it's just,
lot of these guys that were old Baltimore guys that are getting way too much burn, that's not on Epler. You know what I'm saying? Tommy Hunter's an old Baltimore dude. He's a Buck guy.
Well, Tommy Hunter's been, but
He's a Buck guy. He's a Buck guy. He paid.
Ottavino.
He sucks.
Ottavino.
Ottavino's done stuff. Tommy Hunter's never done nothing for this team.
Nothing for this team.
Garbage.
No, he's just been the extra
He's
arm to
an
pick up.
absolute trash bag, dude.
And look, and Robertson. Without Robertson to even start,
This
you wouldn't even.
bullpen would be completely shit if it wasn't for Robertson. He just gave up, blew a save the other day.
Yeah.
The guy's like not Superman. He's by himself.
No, but he's also 38 at this point.
And Raley, Bruce Raley's been Drew Raley, whatever. Bruce Brooks Raley, Shraley.
Bruce, you thought he was Batman?
Bruce
Raley.
Hey Bruce,
Hi, Batman.
I am Bruce.
I'm almost Batman.
It's Bruce Raley.
This is one of the scouts on Mauricio. It's like he's not going to walk a lot, but
I'm
he's an
Bruce.
impact hitter. You know?
Yeah, because that's what we're looking for. More guys that can fucking walk. Like I'm tired of watching
can
Nimmo.
walk, that's the thing.
I'm tired of watching Nimmo stare at balls down the middle. I'm tired of watching guys
This
that
guy doesn't
don't
walk, so-
want to swing the bat.
So why do you think that is then?
I don't.
Why do you think that is?
It's because that's just the way they are.
So it's up to the
It's
hitting
the
coaches,
players.
the pitching coach.
No. I
pitching
don't
coach?
want to. Listen, I have all the respect in the world for Nimmo. I think Nimmo's a very good player. He's not a great player. He's a very good player.
Yeah.
I've called that from day one. He's proven it now. He's not like he had a great year last year. Defensively this year, tremendous.
Right,
Like, he's unbelievable.
Every year he's made steps to get better and better and better.
And again, very good offensively.
Yeah.
Okay, but he's never going to be
a superstar.
a superstar.
But
And
he's a
never
Met
gonna
star.
Be, and I think that certain Met fans expect him to be that guy. Like, you know what? Will he win a game for you? Fuck yeah. Will he do something really, really big in an important way? Absolutely. Because he's that guy. You know what I'm saying? But stop with the everyday expecting stuff from him. It's not going to happen.
Well, look.
Okay, he had last year, he had one stolen base. You know when that one stolen base came?
When was?
Second to last game of the season. Or the last game. One or the other.
Okay.
We could Google
So he
it.
doesn't steal bases.
This year,
Yeah. 6, right?
in the first month, he had 6.
Yeah.
Since then,
None.
none. So
So in all of this chess match,
very
of
weird,
baseball,
inconsistent baseball.
Why is it? Why
offensive
do you think
player.
it is? Everything that they're doing seems to be wrong. Everything.
It's very odd.
Player
man.
personnel is wrong.
I wish
Managing
I
is
could, I
wrong.
wish I could explain it.
Everything from up
To
above
me,
is wrong.
The way it
The
comes,
coaching is wrong.
The way it comes to this is the way I always view everything.
Yes.
Starts at the top.
Okay. So we go to the top, and who's at the very top?
It starts at the top.
Who's the
man.
president
I was
of
a boss.
operations
I
for
was a
baseball?
boss. I was. I'm an owner. I'm a boss of. I'm an owner of a business. I was a boss of many people, a couple of different times. If they're fucking up, if stuff's going on down there, it's got to be fixed and corrected. Correct.
Correct.
All the way up.
So it starts with
If there's a complete shit show all the way down,
So you have the president of operations, the guy who's running everything,
Right.
and then he hires the general manager, and
Right.
so on. It goes all the way down from the assistants all the way to the coach, the manager, and the coaches.
Right.
So they're not.
I
So
think the
everybody
problem-
in there is not doing
I
their
think the problem
job.
was that there was a transition between what's the fucking bald guy's name that really annoyed me? God,
Narrowed it down
I had a
to.
couple of drinks.
So who's the bald guy that annoyed you?
No, what's his name? The guy who was just with us. The GM before Billy Epler. Jesus.
Jesus says
this
it.
is
So,
this is embarrassing.
All right, while you're looking it up,
No,
So-
no, and people are screaming at if they're the 3 people
Yeah.
that are listening right now are screaming at their fucking radio or phone or TV or
Radio.
whatever. The radio.
the 65-year-old partner to the Mike and Sean show. If you're screaming out the radio,
The guy from Oakland, Moneyball.
keep going. You're almost
Come on,
there.
Who's the GM
You're like,
we got from
it's
Oakland?
it's not.
Moneyball.
You're close. It's Olsen.
Such a dick. Oh, Sandy Olsen. Sandy Olsen. Sorry, yeah. See, that's just stuck on stupid shit. Anyway, and now because I thought about
Not Alderson.
Alderson. When I thought about, I was trying to think of his name. I forgot my fucking point.
It's better you than me, so go ahead.
Oh, Sandy Alderson. He started the issue, and I tell you why. Because when he hired his GM, and the GM came in, now he was the president. Sandy was the president and baseball operations, right?
Yes.
So, or the president and the GM, rather. I'm sorry. President of the baseball operations and the GM. When he hired Epler to be the GM, he was still the president of baseball operations, correct?
Yes, correct.
So when Sandy retired, which just so happened to be this past season.
Correct.
I don't know who they hired as baseball operations. That's maybe somebody you can Google. But in my opinion, the autonomy was kind of was thrown out of whack.
Right.
As to who was doing what, making what decisions. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. Like, now, that being said, I don't think that should affect the relationship between the GM and the coach. Like, Bud makes the lineup in my world. And again, we are all, everybody has a different opinion of what baseball should be like and how the teams are run. But shit changes throughout the years. I am a manager runs everything in regards to baseball.
John Madsen. Manager of baseball operations.
So he's not even a president of baseball operations.
No.
He's just a manager of baseball.
Just a manager of
So
operations.
again, so now there we go. This is kind of like, making a little more sense. Because you have a GM, you don't have a president of baseball operations, you got a manager of baseball operations. And then you got the owner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I love the owner, and I think he's got the greatest intentions in the world.
So let's just say it's on Madsen.
They need somebody that's fucking got to come in here and.
So what do you think about this?
Because Epler is doing shit right now. If it's not Epler,
right
now again, Mike, let's be clear. I love Buck. If it's not Epler, Buck has become a puppet.
Okay,
then I'm not happy about that.
So and all the problems.
If it is Epler, I'm not happy about that.
So with all these problems with the Mets, so it's all these problems, right? Even including this. Like I didn't think I thought it was garbage.
I was watching, it's fucking so stupid.
Right, but I thought it was funny when he was walking around. This is
MLB's pathetic.
Yeah, it's awful. He didn't have anything on his hand.
Dude, it's pathetic. It's the worst, most ridiculous, obscure rule in the history of pro sports is this bullshit sticky substance.
Sticky substance.
Sticky substance.
Not the substance, but the sticky substance. It's not the substance.
The substance.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? It just whatever. It was just
it's poo poo.
It's poo poo.
It's the poo of the poo.
So I did some research. I wanted to look up like pitching, like the best pitchers, right? And so obviously we go down in history, we talk about Cy Young. Cy Young's the best pitcher, and they're like, because of the 500 wins and all these accomplishments they had in there.
Complete games and
right.
Yeah,
so
I think he had like 6 30-win seasons or some shit like that.
Like one of the crazy one stat, right? He pitched 24 straight innings of no-hit baseball. No matter how hard or soft he throws, 24 innings of no-hit baseball.
Right.
And
listen, you got the haters out there. They go, yeah, he was throwing against plumbers.
Right.
And,
plumbers. What are you like, JJ Redick?
Yeah, same. But it's the same principle.
But here's I just want to
I'll tell you right now, plumbers were most likely baseball players.
Right. So
construction guys were definitely baseball players before
before
fucking salon owners were.
Honus Wagner had forearms.
Dude, I mean, most of those guys had blue collar / that kind of like you know what's funny? There's a stat, and I'm not even lying. I got to look this up. If I had it in front of me. But anyway, there's a stat that tells you how many MLB baseball players were union construction workers.
Oh.
It was like a really cool kind of like,
I'm sure that more than half of them.
Oh, it was mind-boggling.
Because they were making no money back. No money back then.
It was labor construction unions to baseball players. It was like 30-something%. 30 ridiculous amount. It was, and I think it's because people don't understand how much they worked. in the offseason.
So I want to give you some basic stats of Cy Young, right? Considered by far the greatest.
Yes.
511 wins. Career 2.6 ERA. 5 times wins leader. 2-time strikeout leader. 2-time ERA leader. 2,800 strikeouts. 3 no-hitters and 1 perfect game. Okay? Now I'm going to give you stats of another pitcher. Not going to give you his name. We're just going to go through it. 354 wins. A 3.1 ERA. 4,600 strikeouts. 4-time wins leader. 5-time strikeout leader. 7 times ERA leader. 2-time World Series. 7 Cy Youngs, Cy Young Award, and the American League MVP. 2 times he was a Triple Crown winner. Roger Clemens.
Roger Clemens is...
He only had 184 losses to his 354 wins.
Pretty stupid.
I mean, take away the steroids, he's still probably pretty good.
I hated him with all my heart because of like the whole Piazza debacle and just he was a scumbag. But if you deny Roger Clemens' greatness, you know, you want to... people are hypocrites. So they're going to say, you know, oh, the steroid era.
Well, I'd say, but he was on something.
They all were.
Yeah.
And I don't care. You know what? Give me a fucking wing in up in Cooperstown of the steroid era.
I agree. They should all be in there.
Give me a wing.
Just
Give me a wing, dude.
But I mean, even if you don't like him, you don't have to like a guy.
The guy was absolutely without a shadow of a doubt. And I put him top 6.
And
it's funny that we would like you're talking about. I had him 6th as the top pitcher in baseball.
In 1981, the Mets drafted him and they couldn't sign him. And then 84, he was drafted by Boston.
Give me, if you can, think about it right now, real quick. Think about it. Who would be your top all time?
And what, a 3-man rotation?
Top 10 pitchers of all time.
Ooh, that's a big number.
Give me 5, and then we'll expand it to 6. I mean, to 10.
I would say this. I would say Nolan Ryan is my 1.
Okay.
All time from the stats, and I didn't get to see everybody. I would say Warren Spahn is my 2, and Roger Clemens is my 3.
Wow. Okay. I didn't have any of those guys in the top 5.
Okay.
I had Nolan Ryan. I had Nolan Ryan top 5. I think I had him 5th. I had Sandy Koufax.
Okay.
I think there's no question that guy was the greatest pitcher of all time, just as far as how scary he was.
Who, Koufax?
Koufax.
He did it in a small window too.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm not taking it away. I'm just saying
just how dominant
it's
he was.
Opinion.
See, the thing that people don't Bob Gibson goes top 5. You know, people did. So I think I put him 5 and I put Clemens 6. I put Greg Maddux, Pedro Martinez was 2.
Well, if I'm going 3 to 4, I'd take Seaver.
I went
the next guy.
No. See, I'm shit. I'm sorry.
I only did 3, but
Seaver
if I'm going
was 2.
If I go 4 and 5, I'm going Seaver.
Seaver was 2. It was Koufax, Seaver, Pedro Martinez was my top 3, and then I had Bob Gibson. Then I had Maddox and Bob Gibson 5.
Okay.
So then I had Big Train Walter Johnson number 6. I had Nolan Ryan number 7. I had, who was my number 8? I had Randy Johnson number 8.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had the other 2. I'm trying to remember who the other 2 were. Give it to me. Oh, it was such a good, because it actually made me think about it a little bit.
Well, if I had to pick...
Oh, Bob Gibson. No, I put him in.
I would say Ryan.
Who am I forgetting?
It'll come to me. Clemens, Koufax, and Seaver. And not in any order, but those are the 5 I'd go out there. So look at this picture of Satchel Paige in 1948.
Satchel Paige would be considered
Yes,
top.
but he's a different... Yes, but...
Because he didn't do it enough with the MLB.
Right, like... He was just
in
when
many
he came
regards, probably the top 3 of all time. In
maybe,
talent,
but again, the
talent.
stats you don't know. But look at this picture of the stadium in 1948.
It's crazy, fucking soup to nuts full.
Look at that. That's beautiful.
That's incredible. There's so many great old pictures of like the old polo grounds.
You have to be on the field to take this picture.
Yeah, that's incredible. I mean, that's got to be
1948.
Yeah, I was gonna say late 40s. It has to be, right?
Then there's one more picture.
He's not young there either.
No. So
He's in the major leagues at that point. So
Yeah.
that's at the end of his career.
Look at all
He
this-
only played 2 years in the major leagues, right? Or
no,
3?
more than that. But he
He was very old though. He was in his 40s.
yeah, he played later. He came into his like 30s and and,
Late 30s though. Very, very
Yeah.
late 30s. Like many, many, many great baseball players, white baseball players, said that it was the biggest injustice in the world to them was not having Satchel Paige play.
Well, so Josh
his entire
Gibson is a
career.
lot of
Yeah, but that in Mike in many, many, many regards, he could have been the greatest of all time.
so he
You know
played
what I'm saying?
for
That great.
He played for Cleveland in 48-49, the Browns in 51-53, left baseball and came back honorary at 65 in 1965.
Right, and he was like 50 something.
51 years old.
Yeah.
Look at all this talent in this picture, man.
That's incredible. Incredible.
Mantle, Williams, Aaron, Mays.
That's so. I shook hands with Willie Mays. How fucking insane!
That was
is
that was so when you know
Look
what
at
you
that man right there.
when
see
you
that
go to
man?
as a kid and you're like, oh, who's your that was my guy. That was my favorite. That was my favorite baseball player of all time was Willie Mays.
I glow when I tell these stories about who I shook hands with because some of them are cool, some of them aren't.
Yeah.
I mean, most of them are cool.
I had this picture. I don't have it with me now, but it shows.
Hank Aaron and Willie Mays. You see that guy right there, 44?
Yeah.
Shook his hand too.
Oh, good for you.
No, I did.
No, I don't mean. I mean the good for you, not like
At
good
the
for you.
99 World Series. I'm sorry, I was like slow on my delivery when I did the Hank Aaron because I was thinking about it. It's crazy because I don't have the pictures anymore because you know what happened with Hurricane Sandy. I lost all my shit.
Right.
I have obviously dear friends and coworkers that can be testaments to this because it's not like I did it by myself. We were working in Yankee Stadium in 1999 World Series, Braves against the Yankees. And we're working in the bowels, what they call the quote-unquote bowels of Yankee Stadium.
Right.
So
Yankee Stadium is a.
this is for Anton Duke, like the guy I did, the Storks Bakery guy who I used to work for. So anyway, this is it's the World Series. We're running cables. We're doing shit in the audio. 5 guys, okay, 5 of us, and 3 of us are somewhat sports fans. 2 of us
or not
are diehard sports fans. The other 2 guys, clueless. Like when I say clueless, like, clueless.
So when you say clueless, you mean
I mean, like clueless.
Clueless, gotcha.
So we
gotcha.
get these
Just wanna be
box
clear
we get
on-
these box meals they give us, right? They give us these fucking box meals. So we're eating in the hallway, and it's Yankee Stadium. It's the bowels. Like each hallway leads to a room, to a really important area, or to the dugout, to the field, you know. And where we were standing was kind of like where the main area, like it was where we needed to be for the connectivity of the.
in case they got a
TVs.
call on you to go do
No,
something.
this is all set up. This is before the game. This is all
Everything's set up. You just getting there.
Pre-game. Yeah. This is like 2 hours before the game.
Which most people would say pre-game is drinking. Yours is just actually.
Oh no,
working.
we're working. We're like working hard, you know, like whatever. So we're sitting there eating our box lunches, and I look at, and this is the Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire home run chase, right?
1998.
So 98, 99. It was 98 was the real chase. 99 was like they were celebrating Mark, you know, the whole thing. Sammy Sosa's there with Hank Aaron and Willie Mays. Okay? And they're just talking. No cameras. It wasn't like it was on TV. It was randomly talking. And I remembered looking at my boy Rambo and I'm like, holy fucking shit.
Who's next to you?
Look at what's going on right now. Like we're eating our box lunches. Like, look. It wasn't like we were working or I'm like, and I never, Mike, and you know how long I worked TV production, 10 years. I never got starstruck. Dude.
I get a key.
Yogi Berra was starstruck a little bit.
Every time you have a key moment, you go, Mike, you know how much I love this. Mike, you know how much I was there.
You've been there. You were around.
It's great. Like if somebody was watching every
I
show,
want you. I didn't
they would,
testify.
they would be
brother.
like, Mike knows.
testify.
They'd be like, I gotta say, Mike knows because he's like, Mike, you know how old I am.
You definitely know.
Mike, you know how much I drink.
You 100. I don't drink that much. So
Mike, you know I'm drunk.
So like the Yogi Berra thing was really, really, really heartwarming to me. This was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
It's
A holy
Hank
shit
Aaron
moment.
and Willie. Forget Sammy Sosa.
Yeah. Well, no.
Which was cool. But this is the coolest part. Sammy Sosa was the guy that walked over to us because I guess it was that moment where, all right, you're in a room. Certain people would never acknowledge your existence in that same room.
Right. If you're not a celebrity or an athlete,
They won't acknowledge you're there. There could be one exit in and out. They're not going to acknowledge you're there. Right? We're in a room where there was 9 exits and entrances, and it's like a little common kind of area right outside of the main tunnel to the dugout.
Right.
Right? Not big, but little common area, like the size of the studio. Sammy Sosa felt it in his person that it was necessary to walk over to us and say, "Hello, my name is Sammy Sosa." Yo, I swear it sounded just like that. It sounded just like that, bro. And I was like, what the fuck? This guy just walked
What is your
over.
name? John? Baseball has been very, very good
Hello,
to me.
Chong.
Chong.
He literally said it like that, and he literally went, "Nice to meet you." And I said,
You changed his accent.
well, I didn't want to.
You gave him a thick immigrant accent, and then you're like, hey, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So I looked at him and I was like, dude, you don't have to introduce yourself, bro. Like, you're Sammy
No,
fucking
yes,
Sosa.
you do. Yes, you do.
You
Yes,
just
you
hit
do.
64 home runs. You got beat by one home run.
66.
Yeah.
He had 66.
I thought McGuire had 66.
60. No, it was higher than that. It's a little bit higher.
So whatever it was. But the wildest part was that he was the mitigating factor that kind of like broke the ice to where Hank Aaron and Willie Mays, and believe me, not that they didn't want to shake our hands or anything like that, Mike, I swear to God, it was almost like we were like, it was almost like we worked for MLB. It was almost like they were greeting, officers of the Major League Baseball, of Major League Baseball.
Right.
And they shook Hank Aaron's fucking hands. Now, Willie Mays' hands, I got big hands, right? Willie Mays' hands are big. And Hank Aaron, dude, this man was like, I don't know, 65, something like that at the time when I met him. This is 20-something years ago.
Right.
Like a long time ago. This is when the 99 World Series.
So just to
24 years ago.
clear your memory,
How old is
McGuire
Hank?
hit 70, Sosa hit 66,
66.
and Junior hit 56.
Unbelievable, bro. Unbelievable.
So I got these big hands.
So Hank Aaron
Hank Aaron.
at 60, he had to be 65, 66. Dude, he shook my hand and my hand disappeared. Like, look, feel my hand. I got a pretty big hand, right? Your hand's, dainty and soft. I'm sorry.
I have.
But it is.
But my dainty hands to your Neanderthal hands.
Not Neanderthal. I work with my hands. It's different.
I don't.
It's nothing personal. Not personal. I work with my hands.
Personal. You have dainty
But
hands.
those guys did too. I think that's the point. Those guys back in the day, Hank Aaron worked in a lumber yard and he fucking hit, and then he hit baseballs. But this guy's hand, he shook my, I wanted you to, he shook my hand.
You wanted my hand to disappear so you could prove your point?
My hand.
Here, grab my fist.
My hand disappeared, dude.
Grab my fist.
It's
like that?
Look at that. That's insane. It's gone. Your hand's gone. Your fist is gone. But, bro, the man's hands were, and again, I don't want to harp on his gigantic, enormous hands, because
So
what
we
they
got
say
a
about guys with
little
big
hand
hands,
fetish?
right?
You got a hand fetish?
You know what they say about men with big hands, right?
What do they say?
Big gloves. So,
Which is not a thing, but it's great that you think so.
it was just an honor to meet them, like in unbelievably, ridiculously, insanely.
A lot of
Really?
Yeah.
It was that. It was that.
That's awesome.
It was that.
Oh, that's awesome. My mother tells a story when I was a kid. I ran up to some Met player to try to get his autograph, and he had the window down, and they were like, "Oh, go, go, go!" And when I got there, the guy rolled up his window and he drove off. And this is probably like the late 70s or early 80s.
If he rolled
So
up
you
his
think about
window,
this. By the time I got there, he had to go like this. That
he
dude
started when you were like 20 feet away.
He was like, "Fuck this kid." Not, come on. You know when he got stuck and he was still forcing it?
It's so much worse than you thought, isn't it?
And I was just like, from that moment on, I was like, and I've been around, when I worked at the hospital for special surgery, I met tons of baseball players. I was scared to ask for an autograph, because then I was going to relive that moment.
Right.
Wait for him to roll up a window. We're in a hospital. You can't roll up a window. And he's like, nope. Nope.
Let me explain something to all the people who were born after 1990.
You mean the hand motion?
Rolling up the window is
actually
the most disrespectful shit you can ever do.
But it takes a while. But it takes a long time to do it.
That's what I'm saying.
You're like,
yo, it's like, you want to really disrespect somebody while they're talking?
Slowly roll up
Do
to
this
window.
shit.
And I didn't even talk. I was running there, so I didn't have any speed yet. That dude was like,
I wish I could roll my window up on Yankee fans, though.
speaking of the Subway Series, you know what? I'm not a big fan of it. I don't give a shit. I don't care if it doesn't help you in your division. And I know, look, so before we get to that,
we got screwed because we thought we were getting tickets with our package.
Our boy Will, huh? Will, if you're out there listening, you motherfucker.
Wait till I see you, North Nebraska looking prick. I'm gonna beat the snot out of you,
you
little bitch.
Mormon-looking little pansy.
And the guy sold us a dream.
He was like, we got your Subway Series tickets.
Oh, yeah.
And we got nothing.
What a douche.
Douche.
We got lied to, but
but we got the good seats and
awesome seats.
Awesome
by the way.
seats.
Love the seats. The team sucks. It's hard when you spend money on a.
So we were like the Subway Series. Did you? I mean, again, like I said, unless they're in the same division, I don't.
You know what? That kind of game is really fun to go. I think I've only missed two. Last night was one of them.
Right.
The night before. Tonight is my Red Bella, beautiful Trish's birthday. So
Friday you could take her to the game.
Well, I didn't want to. Actually, I got to talk to you about that. I can't do that either.
Well, the next caller gets a.
We might have free tickets for people because I can't go. But anyway, I wanted to do something because I wasn't going to be able to be with her tonight because we're doing a podcast. So just to prove how much I love you.
Oh, is that why?
And
Patricia,
tomorrow she's going to be with her amazing friend Anna for dinner. So
Patricia.
So
happy birthday.
So I basically made dinner for her last night and the night before, and trying to make up some time that we're gonna spend. But yeah.
I don't know where you were going.
I was going somewhere.
Subway Series.
Oh, there you go. So anyway, I was home last night watching the game.
Yeah.
Right. And
because you did cook for Patricia, so that you would be home.
Made some really good food.
Beautiful.
So I'm watching the game, and we're talking about Buck, right? How we have a problem with some of the decisions he makes, and the Verlander thing really pissed me off because he was tired.
Right.
You could see the guy's 40 years old. He was a little gassed. There was something going on with him that, and then to the point where even Coney's like, "This is a perfect time to go outside. Go out and
talk to him, and break up the."
You got 5 times, and it was the 4th inning at that point. So why, what are you saving him for, But that, at that moment, is when that's when I started to get
agitated, perturbed.
I don't know I don't question Buck, Mike. And I think I questioned him yesterday at that point.
Okay.
To the point where.
But you had said that you were, so.
I'm losing, I lost faith in him.
Was there anything specifically about the.
And then after that, there's the problem. He had a 2-1 count to Vientos. Okay, the kid swings at everything, right?
Eager, I get that.
Love it. Aggressive.
Isn't that the hitting coach's job to talk to him?
Problem was
who
was on first? Marte was on first. Somebody was on first. I think it was Marte. You got a guy running with Vientos who's swinging and missing a lot.
That doesn't make any sense.
And there was just a couple of things, and I never fucking questioned Buck ever, dude. I never do, man. I think the guy's brilliant. I think he's a brilliant baseball mind. So this is why I think, like I said before, is Billy Epler. What's the best way to say this? Is Billy Epler forcing Buck to make ridiculously stupid decisions for him to fire him? Or is Buck just giving up on the team?
I don't think he's giving up. I think it's a.
What's the goal of your as a manager? Put the best lineup on the field.
And why would you why would you not, right? And I don't know. I can't judge the mistakes. I think that they're very possible. It's easy to happen and then critique it, especially in New York. Whereas if you're in like Arizona, I think they think a little bit less of it. And it's not a big deal because it's Buck. They'd be like, oh, you'll get through it. Here we're like, fuck, Buck's have got a problem. He's not listening. Is it Epler? And it's a panic situation.
But as a
it's
fan,
not going your way.
my point is, as a fan, we have to be worried either way. It's not good either way.
I'm worried.
It's either Billy Epler's ruining the shit by forcing Buck to do stuff, or Buck is spineless, or Buck is making these decisions as a old kind of like out of touch manager.
But I don't see that. I don't see that. I don't see him as out of touch.
One year to
they
another.
would have hired him from the booth if they
one
thought he
year
was
to
out of
another
touch.
doesn't happen.
No, so
it's all right. So
is it a power struggle?
So the Met Yankee game.
Yeah, go. Yeah, we were.
We were back on that. The arrogance of Met Yankee fans. I mean, of not Met Yankee fans, of Yankee fans is just ridiculous. So you see, so they had this commercial. It was great.
We are Yankee fans, and we're the best that has ever existed.
Hello, Yankee fans. Come on out to July 29th, where we're giving away the Badge of Arrogance. The first 20,000 Yankee fans will receive the Badge of Arrogance, where you can tell Met fans how they can go eat a dick. Yes, only you, Yankee fans, because that's what we do. We are Yankee fans. Great, thank you very much, Yankees.
You know, what's that comedian's name? The fat guy? Yes.
Let me tell you something.
I'm the
I
dad.
listen to these fucking arrogant pricks all the time about Mets, Yankees, how we're better, this, that. This is why you say you don't want to go to games. It, to me, takes the flavor out of what's really going on in baseball. They both suck, dude.
Yeah. Well,
they both suck. But you got people going, like Yankee
we suck
fans,
a little bit more, though.
But Yankee fans acting like they won 19 World Series in the last, 20 years.
Yeah, because it's Yankee. When you're born a Yankee fan, which you're not, like you wake up one day, it's the easiest thing to be a Yankee fan. But when you turn around and look,
it's the easiest thing to be an arrogant Yankee fan.
And you see all those championships, the natural reaction in the douchebag gift package is to be like, 27 rings. We're going to have 28. Every year, we're going to have a 28 and a 29 and a 30. And so after a while, you're just like, were you born this way? No.
So
it's like racist, right? They're not born that way. They become it.
So they won recently within the last 8 or 9 years.
I just compared.
That's actually pretty. You literally just said Yankee fans are racist.
To everyone else. If every other team is a race.
But there's every color of every denomination of people root for the Yankees. But they're all racist.
Yeah, they're all racist. Yeah.
And that doesn't surprise me. Because I'm telling you, black and white dudes want to kill each other in Yankee Stadium. They may root for the same team, but they don't root for the same team. I guarantee that shit.
And he's like, and then you throw in a little, from the street car. Yeah, that did it.
Yeah, baby. You gotta add that. And I'm right.
Oh, man. Wasn't it Sterling that got hit in the head with the foul ball the other day? Isn't he like the only guy, only announcer to get hit in the head with a foul ball?
Hello, Yankee fans. John Sterling night.
He's one of the worst.
John Sterling bobblehead night, where his nose is going to be bloody open. Yeah, first 20,000 fans.
John Lovitz? Yes.
That's what he sounds like. Dude, that's what the guy sounds like.
Yes, baseball game.
My invitation to that commercial, if anybody listens to FAN.
It's John Lovitz.
it's like fucking John Lovitz.
Sterling is John Lovitz doing a bit. Yes, I'm a Yankee fan, and
I got hit in the nose, and it's
red
like
bobblehead. And
so if you like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer,
come down,
Rudolph, because the first 8,000 Yankee fans are gonna get a bobblehead with Rudolph the Red-Nosed John Sterling beer.
Yeah, see,
I
I found a new phrase for you.
Oh my gosh.
I found this new phrase. I looked it up.
For me to use or
Anybody
just-
can use it.
Oh, it's for
So-
us as the human population.
Yeah, the phrase is called swamp donkey.
I knew I was gonna laugh. I didn't know I was gonna
You're like-
I was gonna laugh. Swamp donkey.
Swamp donkey.
Okay, so that's not. Okay.
It's a new phrase.
It's a phrase.
It's a phrase. It's a phrase. You want to know where?
But
it
donkey's a thing.
Wait.
Swamp is a thing.
Swamp donkey.
Okay, go ahead. What does it mean?
So it's a British slang for a drunken British whore. Use
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, some of those British pubs are swamps.
swamp donkey.
They're swampy. And
She's drunk. She's sloppy. She's a swamp donkey.
are they talking about Irish whores?
They're just talking about a drunken.
British call Irish donkeys.
A drunken
I
British-
would be very, very offended.
It's
by
a
that.
slang for a drunken British woman.
It's not a drunken Irish woman because I'd be so offended.
You know, if I can say it one more time and you could hear it,
I think it's funny.
a drunken swamp donkey.
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's cute. It's hilarious.
Who did you bring to the party? Don't bring that swamp donkey.
Oh, she's a swamp donkey.
Oh, what the fuck was that? That was awful. You can do better than that.
Dude, you always say I'm off. You know what?
What? What? Go ahead, tell me what.
Fuck it.
Oh, God, there's an award for that one.
Sorry, I had a cough. I was sick last week, and we had to take the week off, and I'm still recovering from a little bit of cough because we had to take the week off.
I want to take you.
You fucking swamp donkey. Dude, I told you not to be a swamp donkey. A swamp donkey.
I can't believe you think that's good.
So stupid. It's awesome. It's not good. It's awesome.
Say it again.
It's awesome.
Say it again one more time. I need to hear it one more time.
You swamp donkey. fuck you, Michael.
Oh, shit.
You fucking swamp donkey.
Oh, that hurt.
You're the donkey in the swamp.
Listen, we're gonna get you some jizz jeans.
Think of
from
the
Jizz
biggest
Fashion.
swamp, and you're the biggest donkey in the swamp. You swamp donkey.
What the fuck? Wow. That is
You all right, Mike?
that was that hurt.
You okay?
Yeah. I can't listen anymore. I can't hear anymore. That's it.
right.
Oh God.
You all right, Michael? Tell me you're all right. I want to make sure you're all right.
I want to buy you a shirt and a pair of pants from the Jizz Fashion.
Are you all right? Oh my God, what are we looking at over here?
You can be covered head to toe with Jizz Fashion.
What the fuck?
Somebody thought it was a good idea to name this company
This is...
Jizz Fashion.
Dude. All right, so for those of you who are just... I mean, I guess everybody's watching. No?
Nobody's
Do we have anybody just audio listening? No? We're looking at a fucking ad, a ad that says, love your style. Who are you wearing?
I'm covered
head to toe in jizz.
J-I-Z-Z.
And it's J-I-Z-Z fashion, jizz fashion.
Jizz Fashion.
It looks like it's kind of like 1981-ish. So
I think this is probably like
I hope
somewhere
my-
in like North Dakota.
I hope Mike's a little up to date with his little funny. But does anybody want to be covered head to toe in jizz fashion?
Do they? I don't know. Maybe in North Dakota they're like, I love my Jizz Fashion.
Girls on Pornhub are basically covered in jizz fashion.
Gin Fashion.
Jizz fashion. No, the gin blossoms are covered in jizz
The Swamp Donkey's got it.
Swamp donkey. Swamp donkeys, half swamp donkeys probably want to be covered in jizz faction.
Shit.
So jizz faction and swamp donkeys probably go hand in hand. So it was kind of a good segue.
Segway.
Yeah, segue. Not the gyroscope things that you ride.
I just want to hear it in that shitty English
A
accent.
segue is a fucking segmented
Oh, my
connection.
God.
It's a connection segment to segment.
So I
It's
just
called a segue.
in this last video,
You're a segue.
I am a segue. This is probably one of the greatest acting
I love that chair. Is like every 1979
Yeah.
chair.
So this is one of the best acting scenes I have ever witnessed.
Okay.
And I don't know if you've seen this, but this is.
Never heard of it.
Oh my
She
God!
always putting my bag of nuts on top of the refrigerator like I can't use this broom and just climb up there. Oh, bristle stuck. Nothing. Bristle stuck me in my. Oh, I gotta make this look like an accident.
Where's he going? What are you doing? Oh no!
Okay,
Wait.
Oh, it's too low. Bring it up just. I gotta bring it up just a little bit.
Where does it? Wait! Hold on!
Yeah, I mean, wait a minute. Don't come just yet. Hold on.
All right, let me fix this. This squirrel is the best actor.
Okay, come, Mama.
Okay, I'm coming.
Hurry up. Wait a minute. Right. Okay, that's better. Okay. Hurry up. I'm hurt.
I'm coming.
You taking too long. I'm dying.
Are you all right?
No, I need my bag of nuts. I'm in pain.
Okay, let me go get it.
Yeah, go get them.
Jesus Christ.
That squirrel is the
It was
best.
that was an awesome video. I just wonder about you
Why?
sometimes.
I don't give a
What are you doing? Like, where are you finding this shit?
everywhere.
Tell me.
Everywhere.
Let me know what you're doing.
It's underground. I find it in the underground. In the
I need to know,
in
Michael.
the illegal swamp dog he fights.
I'm tired of this, Michael.
You got to do that in your your great English accent.
I'm tired
Well, that's the end. You know that,
of the
right?
same old, funny, not funny, stupid videos, Michael. I'm just tired of it.
Okay. And so on that note, with the
We are based out of the most popular
it's over. It's over.
area in the whole of the United States of America.
You know, as soon as that
And you're
accent comes out, the
showing
show's
me-
over.
And you're showing me videos from people in like North Tampa. Like, who the fuck cares about anybody
Well-
in North Tampa, Michael?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
We
children
live
of all ages, this
in
is the end of the show.
greatest city
And
in
give
the
it up.
world.
Oh, God. That's
it's
it.
New York City, baby.
That's it. The Mike and Sean Show. We're out of here. That's a night.